At lower levels of consciousness, influence is achieved through force, persuasion, manipulation, emotional pressure, fear-based marketing, status signaling, or strategic positioning. People attempt to influence because they do not trust that their natural presence is enough. They push, they convince, they chase, they try to control perception. But at the transcendent levels, influence emerges without effort. It arises from coherence, integrity, clarity, and presence, not strategy. In the transcendent state, influence is not something you do, it is something that happens through you. You do not persuade people. You do not convince people. You do not push your truth into others' worlds. You stand in truth so fully that others recalibrate simply by encountering you. This is resonance-based influence. In resonance, the field does the work, not the ego. Your presence becomes a tuning fork. Others rise to the frequency you hold, not because you ask them to, but because it is their natural response to coherence. In alignment, people feel safe. Safe to soften. Safe to think clearly. Safe to question their illusions. Safe to feel what is true. Your influence is not on their mind, it is on their nervous system. Your clarity stabilizes their confusion. Your calm regulates their fear. Your presence dissolves their reactivity. Your truth awakens their truth. This is influence through being, not through doing. At the transcendent level, influence is not determined by visibility, following, status, authority, credentials, or charisma. It is determined by the depth of your consciousness. A single person rooted in presence exerts more influence on others than 1,000 people operating from fear. This is why true influence cannot be forced, it must be embodied. In the transcendent state, people naturally follow you, not because you ask, but because you are stable in a world full of instability. People trust you, not because you convince them, but because your being is trustworthy. People learn from you, not because you teach, but because your presence reveals truth. People open to you, not because you demand it, but because your frequency feels safe. Influence becomes a movement of energy, not an act of persuasion. People respond to what you are, not what you say. If you are regulated, they regulate. If you are grounded, they ground. If you are coherent, they become coherent. If you are aligned, they realign. Your presence reorganizes the field. This is the essence of transcendent influence. You create clarity in the world simply by being clear within yourself. And this form of influence cannot be faked. You cannot pretend to be calm. You cannot pretend to be aligned. You cannot pretend to be clear. You cannot pretend to be in integrity. The nervous system of others feels what is true. People feel your consciousness, even when they cannot name it. Influence at this level requires nothing of you, except being who you actually are. You do not need to prove your value. You do not need to showcase your intelligence. You do not need to demonstrate your expertise. You do not need to justify your presence. In the transcendent state, presence is expertise. And the more deeply you are rooted in presence, the greater the field of influence you carry. This form of influence is effortless because nothing is manufactured. Nothing is forced. Nothing is manipulated. Your influence grows the way a flower grows, naturally, silently, inevitably. It does not try. It simply is. When someone operates from lower states, they try to change the world. When someone operates from transcendent states, they change the world by stepping into deeper truth. This is why transcendent influence is rare. And it is why transcendent influence is powerful. Because the world does not need more noise. It needs more clarity. It does not need more persuasion. It needs more presence. It does not need more striving. It needs more alignment. And the transcendent being becomes the source of that alignment simply by existing. Your influence emanates outward. It moves through conversations, relationships, communities, and systems, not because you push it, but because truth naturally reorganizes everything it touches. You become a stabilizing presence in a chaotic world. You become coherence in a field of confusion. You become truth in a world addicted to illusion. And your influence becomes a quiet form of activism through embodiment. You do not change the world through argument or force. You change it by becoming a clear point of consciousness within it. and others reorganize around you. This is influence from the transcendent state, influence without effort, authority without domination, leadership without control, influence through presence.